Hey everyone, and welcome. I am absolutely thrilled you're here with me today. If you've spent any time at all building or working with AI agents, you've probably run into a slightly uncomfortable truth. They fail. They fail in entirely unpredictable, non-deterministic ways. And honestly, that is perfectly okay. My goal today is to walk you through exactly how we handle those inevitable failures. In this explainer, we are going to consciously slow things down. We're going to take a careful, patient look at how to design reliable systems and make these agents safe, dependable, and truly collaborative. To make sure we really absorb this material today, we've broken this explainer down into a clear three-part roadmap. Chapter 1, the concept. Chapter 2, the example. And finally, Chapter 3, the takeaway. All right, let's get into it. Okay, let's dive into this with Chapter 1, the concept. Because before we can fix a problem, we really need to understand the nature of it. So, when an agent stumbles, it usually falls into one of these four buckets. First up, we have hallucinated tools, which is just when the model tries to call a tool that literally doesn't exist. Second is a schema violation, meaning the tool is perfectly real, but the agent handed it the wrong arguments. Third is your classic environment error, like an external API suddenly going down. But I want you to pay special attention to this fourth one, the logical stall. This is when an agent gets stuck doing the exact same failing action over and over and over again. Folks often call this the react loop of death, and honestly, this specific failure is the #1 massive cost sink in agentic systems today. What's really fascinating here is how our whole approach to handling these errors has completely shifted in modern architectures. Think about traditional software for a second. An exception, like a try-catch block, acts as a hard stop command, right? But an AI agent is more like a driver. If the driver just completely stops the car, the entire task fails. So instead, we use agentic self-correction. We catch that exception at the platform level, and we inject it right back into the model as a synthesized observation. We're essentially treating the error as a fresh piece of information, telling advanced reasoning models like O1 or R1, hey, that action failed. Reflect on why, and try an alternative. This actually allows the models to learn from their mistakes mid-flight. It's a total game changer. But look, even with all that amazing self-correction, no agent is 100% reliable. And that brings us to the absolute core philosophy of everything we do, human in the loop, or HITL. I really want you to internalize this exact definition. It's like an autopilot on an airplane. It flies the plane 99% of the time, but if there's a thunderstorm, it hands the controls back to the human pilot. That is the exact relationship we are building here. The agent handles the comfortable cruising altitude, but the human is always there for the thunderstorms. All right, moving right along, let's jump into Chapter 2, the example, so we can see how this actually works in practice. Let's ground this theory in a highly practical real-world scenario. We design these handoffs using what we call deterministic breakpoints, and it happens in 3 very careful steps. Step 1, the agent queues up a highly sensitive tool. Imagine a really high-stakes command, something like delete_user or execute_purchase. Step 2, the system physically pauses. It is hard-coded to just stop and wait right there. Step 3, the environment waits for a human to review the proposed action and send a definitive approve or reject signal. I really want to direct your visual attention right here to this approval button concept. This isn't just some basic UI element. This is the ultimate pause and confirm safety net. When this button pops up, the agent's entire reasoning state is frozen and preserved safely in the database. The whole system takes a breath. Adding this deliberate pause and confirm step is exactly how we guarantee safety before any irreversible actions are actually taken. And this brilliantly illustrates our next pattern, confidence-based escalation. Sometimes the thunderstorm isn't a dangerous tool at all. Sometimes it's just pure ambiguity. Agents can now calculate a mathematical uncertainty score based on their hidden reasoning steps. And if that score spikes above a certain threshold, the agent proactively stops itself. Instead of just wildly guessing, it generates a message like, I'm not 100% sure how to handle this specific refund case. One moment while I get a human expert to look at this. It actually recognizes its own limitations. How cool is that? Okay, this next part is literally like magic. Let's see how this builds into an incredible feature called time travel debugging. Historically, if an agent messed up at, say, step 3 of a 10-step process, well, the session was ruined. You had to start all over from zero. Not anymore. Because the state is frozen, a human reviewer can literally go back in time to that exact state at step 3, edit the agent's flawed observation, manually steer it off the bad path, and then seamlessly resume the execution.
we save the previous work, and crucially, we save the expensive compute power.
All right, bringing it all home now with Chapter 3, The Takeaway, where we look at the strategic side of things. The big thing to realize here is that human involvement is absolutely not one size fits all. As you can see, it completely scales based on your specific risk profile. If you're operating in high-risk medical or legal fields, you want human in command, meaning very low agent autonomy. If you're doing something like content generation, human as filter works beautifully. For customer support, you might use human as backup, where the human only jumps in when there's an error. And for massive, high-volume data analysis, you use human on the loop, maximizing the AI's autonomy and just having humans audit the logs afterward. You tailor the loop to the task. But putting humans in the loop naturally raises a huge, very practical question. How do we stop our human operators from getting totally exhausted? I mean, if we ask human reviewers to read through massive, dense log files and double-check every single tiny action an agent takes, they are going to burn out instantly. It's completely unsustainable. Well, we protect our human partners using something called threshold tuning. We strictly limit the interruptions. We only ping a human for those high-risk tools, the low-confidence steps, or clear-cut business policy violations. And when we do have to interrupt them, we definitely don't dump a massive server log on their desk. We provide contextual summaries, specifically highly targeted one-sentence diffs showing exactly what the agent wants to change. By distilling the context down like this, we reduce the human's cognitive load from what could be minutes of reading down to literally seconds of review. Which naturally brings up another pretty dangerous follow-up question. Even with these super short summaries, what happens when operators get a little too comfortable? What is the over-reliance risk? Well, this is the very real danger where humans become so accustomed to the AI agent being correct that they essentially go on autopilot themselves. They just start blindly clicking approve without actually reading the prompt at all. To fight this dangerous habit of over-reliance, modern system design uses some pretty clever psychological tricks. First, we have forced review checkpoints. This is where the UI literally forces the human to edit at least one word before the approve button even unlocks. We also use synthetic error injections. This is wild. The system will intentionally show the human a slightly wrong plan, maybe 1% of the time. It's a harmless little trap. If the operator catches it, awesome. But if they blindly approve it, the system immediately flags them for a quick training refresher just to make sure they're actually staying awake and engaged. As we wrap up our explainer today, I want to leave you with this really powerful idea of co-reasoning. We are rapidly moving away from a world where the human just sits at the very end of a workflow, acting as a bored judge who just clicks yes or no. Instead, the human becomes a true partner. The agent shares its internal scratchpad, essentially turning to you and saying, "Hey, I am planning to do this because of this specific fact. Does that seem right to you?" When you build systems this way, catching reasoning errors long before they ever become actions, you aren't just managing errors anymore. You are fostering genuine collaboration between human and machine. So, as you go out and design your next system, ask yourself, are you just building an agent that blindly takes orders, or are you building a partner that reasons right alongside you?